Oh,
Hey, so what's going on right now? I know I'm not usually in my videos, but for this situation, I feel like it'd be appropriate since I don't have my papers that I usually work with. Right now, we're currently in DC, and I have my brother with me, so I figured we could have a little discussion. Now, Dalton, I'm not the best when it comes to physical fitness, but you are, aren't you?
I wouldn't call myself an expert, but I do know my way around things.
Aren't you in a bodybuilding competition right now?
I will be competing in October, yes. That does not mean I am a professional or anything like that. I'm learning as I go too.
But still, given your experience, you at least have some advice you could give to help people basically better themselves when it comes to fitness.
Obviously.
So, when it comes to workout routines, what would you generally recommend, both for those who want to get muscle like you, or just those who want to lose weight? Would they be different?
No, they'd be generally the same. More than likely, the thing that's going to be different for people that want to lose weight more than they want to put muscle on is definitely what the food that they are eating, and certain activity things as well, like cardio and steps and things like that. And if you want to ask, anything in specific, I can go in more depth, obviously.
So, for example, with cardio,
Yeah.
is that more for losing weight rather than gaining muscle? And what does it actually do?
So, depending on the type of cardio, it's really good for your cardiovascular health, so your heart health and everything like that, and you're going to need that. And I would say doing cardio, whether you're trying to lose weight, gain muscle, and stuff like that, I feel like it's needed. I personally am losing weight, so I'm doing a little bit more cardio than what other people would do. And the level of cardio you need to do depends on your goals, how much you want to lose, or also your activity level and your effort. So if you're not putting the effort in during the cardio, it's not really going to do much for you.
I see. And you use gyms like Planet Fitness, for example, right? You don't have a home gym?
Planet Fitness is my home gym currently, yes.
So, for those who are looking for a gym, what would you say would be good machines or good places to go, like for working out?
So if you're just getting into the gym, a Planet Fitness or a Crunch Fitness, any of those basic starting gyms are perfectly fine. I am a little bit more advanced, but I still go to a Planet Fitness because mine has the equipment that I need. They have the weights that I need, and anything that I would personally need. If you're more advanced, I would search for a more advanced level gym. There are things like that that exist, like Gold's gyms and stuff like that are a little bit more advanced. But you can also find specific gyms for you, like people that like to do CrossFit, bodybuilding, and stuff like that.
Thank you. And for the machines, like for example, what machines do you usually use? And I know you have like different days, we'll elaborate on that later. But for example, what machines do you typically use like to work out?
It really depends on the day. Sometimes I'll use dumbbells or free weights. Other days I'll use more machine-based machines like chest press machines, leg presses, leg extensions, things of that nature.
I see. And going on to those workout days, for example, is it generally better to do a cluster of mixed exercises in one day, or like select special days like leg day, arm day, etc.?
That would depend on your goals. So I have a specialized arm and delts day by my coach that he puts out for me because that is something I need to work on. But depending on, like, if you're just starting out, I would recommend something like maybe a push-pull legs, which gives you multiple different things to hit on one day. And you can split it up between 3 different days, and you don't have to go 5 days a week if you don't want to. You can just do 3 days. Or there's other things you can do as well.
I see. And I assume a lot of this is tied to your diet as well?
Yes, the diet is probably the most important thing.
And what would you say you've gotten out of this? Like, all these workouts, what have you really gained from it?
I would mostly say knowledge. Knowledge of how my body reacts to certain things, and how my body can recover differently and better. Also how my body reacts to the stimulus of certain different exercises and things like that.
Would you also say it's helped you socially?
Yeah, I would say it's opened me up to being a little bit more confident in myself, not only just with how I look, but also being able to talk to other people while in the gym, because for a lot of people, when you first start out, the gym can be scary because you don't know anybody, and being in there more and talking to people where they're at for the count.
Thank you. So, I'm necessarily not as good as it, but for those who don't know, when I do exercise, usually I go under his wing because he's actually very good. For example, he helped me with spotting when I was working out, so trust me when I say he really knows his stuff when it comes to it.
I try.
But for example, you do dedicated days, yeah?
Yes.
Is the day of rest really important for that?
Yes. Rest days are extremely important. You need to give your body time to recover properly so that way it can grow. If you do not, what actually happens is instead of your muscles actually being bigger, you actually lose more muscle that way because your body isn't recovering properly. So I definitely think recovery days, while they are, sometimes you feel like you're not doing anything, but if you, hit your daily step goal for the day and, eat properly that day, you do just fine. As long as you're recovering properly, that's what matters.
Okay, thank you. For more advanced things, like I believe for a bit you were doing bulking and cutting. Are you still doing that?
I am.
So, in regards to that, is that more so just to gain muscle? Because I don't really think of it when I think of losing weight.
So, bulking and cutting are two separate things. Cutting is when you go from a higher fat body percentage on yourself to something a lot leaner, so that way you can see the muscle, the definition that's underneath, and it kind of trims the excess fat off to kind of make you look a lot leaner. Bulking, what it does is it puts you in a surplus so that way your body isn't crashing, because when you're cutting, you're losing a lot of calories, so your body's going to get fatigued a lot quicker. So when you're bulking, it's going to be a lot more food, you are going to gain weight, you're going to gain muscle as well, but if you do it properly, you'll have minimal fat gain as well.
I see. From what I understand, there are also a lot of social benefits for encouraging exercise. Would you agree with that statement?
Yes.
Thank you. I think that will be all for now. Thank you very much, Dalton. You've been very helpful.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Take care. Have a good one.